This is CBS 59. 59 News at 5 starts now.
The Raleigh County Board of Education is seeing a significant shortfall in its budget. Welcome to 59 News at 5. I'm Jessica Schueler.
And I'm Tim Carrico. Administrators announced Friday the budget for Raleigh County schools will be down by more than $1 million. They cited a decrease in enrollment is the reason for that cut. 59 News reporter Joe Petrello is joining us now live inside of the newsroom with more after talking with parents. So Joe, what are they saying tonight?
Tim, parents of students that go to school in Raleigh County are showing their concerns about this budget shortage and especially with the future of their children's educations. Now, the Raleigh County Board of Education is looking to balance the budget after administrators were recently told it would be cut by more than $1 million. Personnel layoffs are likely to be one of the first moves the County Board of Education makes. Parents of Raleigh County students say losing teachers would be devastating to quality of education.
They work hard already as it is. The teachers give their all, and to know that they're going to double the classroom sizes, that means kids that need the attention are going to lose that attention. I think it's a tragedy, and I'm tired of us being 50th.
Elkins says she is hoping new West Virginia Governor Jim Justice will be able to turn around budget issues for schools in southern West Virginia. But in the meantime, administrators in Raleigh County are holding meetings this week to decide what cuts should be made to balance the budget. And Raleigh County Superintendent David Price was not available to talk with us today, but his secretary has scheduled an interview with us tomorrow afternoon. Reporting live in the newsroom, Joe Petrello, 59 News.
All right, Joe, thanks for that live report. Moving on now, a lawmaker in Virginia wants certain school employees to be able to have guns on school property. A proposed bill from Republican Delegate Bob Marshall of Prince William County would allow designated school employees to carry concealed handguns on school property. Marshall says if passed, the designated employees would be trained and certified from the state or the National Rifle Association.
Schools are soft targets. There's, evidence that ISIS has indicated that they're going to, they've made threats with respect to schools in the past.
We're told since 2016, 8 states passed laws allowing teachers and school staff to carry guns.
An officer-involved shooting happened over the weekend in Wyoming County. Investigators say Ralph Saunders attempted to run over a deputy and a state trooper on Saturday. It happened in the Rolling Hills area near Pineville. The trooper fired at the vehicle and Saunders was hit. He received non-life-threatening injuries, but charges are expected to be filed later in this case.
An inmate who was recently arrested for not returning to jail after being released on a medical furlough goes before a judge in Mercer County. Today, Franklin Carroll was extradited back to Tazewell County in Virginia. He was sentenced to time served on the West Virginia charges as he was captured by Mercer County deputies days after his escape. On Christmas Eve, Carroll reportedly never returned to the Southwest Virginia Regional Jail in Tazewell after being released on that medical furlough. He was originally jailed on shoplifting charges, but could be facing more time for the escape. Well, it's been a rainy day so far, but what's headed our way next? Let's get a first check of the current conditions now with Storm Tracker 59 Chief Meteorologist Spencer Atkins in the Weather Lab. Hey, Spencer.
Well, hi everybody, Spencer in tonight for Heidi. She's on assignment, checking out some cool weather stuff to bring you down the road. In the meantime, we have some warm weather stuff. Well, for this time of year, it's warm. We have a little light rainfall here in Summers County and little light rainfall in Monroe County, and that's about it. Little patch of some light rain over here to the west of Pineville that's on the way. We do have a cold front that's eventually going to make it here, but this cold front only drops us a little bit tomorrow, so our temperature comes down into the 40s and then kind of stays there tomorrow. You can see more rain down here in Tennessee, and a little bit of that will just kind of brush on by here tonight. Just some light showers of heavier rain down here to the south stays out of our neighborhood. Temperatures, okay, here we go. How about those 50s? Got like 57 in Beckley, 56 in Bluefield, 53 in Lewisburg. Now at the bus stop, first thing, still have a chance for a light shower, lots of clouds, 45 degrees. That's a mild start, and in fact, that would be above normal for your high for this time of year. So that is pretty impressive. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're going to pick it up from right there and tell you a little bit more about what you can expect the rest of this week.
All right, Spence, thanks a lot. Today, officials in Wyoming County held a meeting to discuss opening a new recovery center. They want to open in the center of town in Pineville. Today, they met with other recovery centers to learn about what they need to get their center started. Their goal is to house 8 to 20 people who want to overcome addiction. Officials say this is vital for a county like Wyoming County.
We're just in the middle of a big epidemic and people are dying every day, and you have all these wonderful people that are willing to help and try to figure out some course of action so that they can help people. So it's absolutely wonderful that a community is coming together to try to figure out what to do to help the people of their own county.
While nothing has been finalized, they are leaning toward making it a facility for men, but they do plan to build another center for women after this facility is opened. They are working to apply for grants, as they estimate the center will cost somewhere around $200,000. They plan to have it open by this summer.
A meeting is being held tonight at the Mercer County Health Department about the Clean Air Ordinance. Board of Health members will be discussing the possibility of expanding the Clean Air Ordinance that would prohibit smoking in bars, video lottery parlors, and fairs. The meeting starts in just about an hour at 6:15.
We took an oath as a board to make sure that we do no harm and we do everything we can to protect the health and wellness of the people of Mercer County. So we do take that oath very seriously, and we are looking at every option possible to making sure we have a healthier community.
Tonight at the meeting, public comments will be heard. A vote is expected to be made next month to decide if it will pass or not. It's a busy day at the West Virginia Capitol, one day after the new governor was sworn in. They're cleaning up at the state capitol following the inauguration, in which the governor said creating jobs would be his top priority. Some of those jobs would come from hundreds of millions of federal dollars earmarked for fixing and building roads, highways, and bridges across the Mountain State. Education reform is also a high priority for Governor Jim Justice, and lawmakers from both parties are ready to work with the new governor.
I really liked the fact that he's going to address our roads issue, because our roads are falling apart and we need to rebuild them. We need to deal with our infrastructure.
I think education is important for the state and important for growth. And if the state starts making education a priority, that's a positive all around.
Now we'll see more specifics of the governor's plans to create jobs when he delivers his budget and State of the State address on February 16th.
Governor Jim Justice selects a Beckley attorney to head the West Virginia Lottery. Attorney Alan Larrick works with this law firm on Neville Street in Uptown Beckley. But Governor Justice has picked Larrick to have control over the West Virginia Lottery. Larrick brings about 4 decades of law experience to that position. He also served on the board of directors for banks and nonprofit organizations. He currently lives in Daniels.
A family from Princeton claims a winning lottery ticket. Martha and Tom Robinson were in Charleston today to collect their $2 million check. The lucky Powerball ticket hit all 5 numbers from the January 11th drawing. The couple says they're excited for the extra cash and they plan to buy a new home.
Thursday morning I got up and turned the computer on to check the numbers, and then I looked at my ticket and I seen it was my numbers. Like I said, I just started crying, you know. So,
she's laughing too.
Yeah, I cried a little while, then I started laughing, and then I got up and thought, yeah, I checked them, I don't know how many times, but yeah.
Pretty exciting. The Robinsons bought 23 different tickets for this jackpot, and Martha says she's been playing the same numbers for years.
How cool is that? Congratulations to them. Coming up here on 59 News at 5, hundreds of women are getting ready to march on Washington, what they're hoping to accomplish.
And before we go to break, a live look above the New River Gorge Bridge in Fayette County. Keep it here. Storm Tracker 59 Chief Meteorologist Spencer Atkins will be back in just a few minutes after the break with a complete check of your 7-day forecast.
Area's most accurate forecast, Storm Tracker 59.
Well, hi everybody, great to be with you here tonight. Spencer Atkins bringing you a little bit of some light rain here between Hinton and over toward Ballard, west of Union, and we have a couple little showers over here in Giles County and just a little bit to the west of Pineville. This is super light stuff. Heavier rain down to our south. Low pressure up in Michigan. Warm front has moved through our neighborhood. Some heavier storms out here. Have a nice snowstorm brewing up in New England, portions of Vermont, and northern New Hampshire. That's good snow. Here, it's just some light rain. Again, and even though this is a cold front, it's not that strong of a cold front. Just enough here to bring those temperatures back down into the 40s for us tonight. And I think we'll stay there generally in the 40s throughout the day tomorrow. Here you are with temperatures 57 in Beckley and 56 in Bluefield, 53 degrees in Lewisburg and in Marlinton, 58 degrees in Welch. Pretty warm out there, lots of clouds. Now at the bus stop again, we'll start off the day at roughly 45 degrees and maybe 1 or 2 light showers, a little patch of some mist or drizzle out there. Temperatures not only warm here, but wow, how about 73 down in Atlanta? It's 60 degrees in Columbus, and Charleston got close to the record. The record for today in Charleston was 66. Interestingly enough, just a little bit to the west, Huntington's record was 74. And we'll see if we got up to our records today. I believe those would be in the 60s if memory serves me right. So that's why, again, it's warm. I don't think we're quite there into that record territory, though. 40s and 30s out to the west behind this. That 45 in Indianapolis looks pretty good for our weather in the coming days, and then warming up again. So what's going on overall is you have a nice flow out of the Pacific. See this band of clouds right there? And it stretches all the way from the Pacific Ocean up through Texas and right on into the Beckley-Bluefield area. So we are connected all the way back into the Pacific with that plume of moisture, we call that. And in the meantime, again, I would love to say we get into some more sunshine. We will for just about a day on Thursday. In the meantime, again, you can see a big chunk of the nation is cold, 12 in Boise. And eventually, by the end of the month, that cold will shift east. Getting closer to, let's say, the 25th, 26th, 27th is what it's starting to look like on the weather models. Now, here we are on Predictor, and we see that we still have a little patch of some light rain, mist, and drizzle, maybe a few snowflakes up on the northern section of the viewing area in Greenbrier County, Pocahontas County, and we still have maybe a little patch of mist and drizzle up high there throughout the day. Clouds thin out heading into Thursday. Thursday should be a really decent day, and then we have more rain. It's already back on Friday morning, so we'll have to just keep our umbrellas handy, and then we have a dry day on Saturday. Not a lot of rainfall, again, to be expected between now and, again, Friday. Only about less than a half of an inch, maybe a couple of tenths at best. 44 degrees as the showers very light continue, but it's still warm. And again, we'll get back to our high temperature tomorrow of about 48. So again, you have just a little light shower and then a dry afternoon. So we go down just a little bit and back just a little bit. And then 54 and a dry day Thursday, 55, but there's rain here on Friday. Saturday, 60, Sunday, 54, and more rain late. And then it stays rainy to start off next week. That's the latest. We'll keep you up to date right here.
Thanks a lot, Spencer. Coming up on 59 News at 5, Senate confirmation hearings resume for the Trump administration cabinet.
Who is going under the microscope? We take a look right after this right here on 59 News at 5. Welcome back. Around the nation tonight, President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks are facing more scrutiny in the second week of confirmation hearings.
Craig Boswell has the very latest tonight from Capitol Hill.
Congressman Ryan Zinke testified before his Senate colleagues about what he would do if confirmed to be the next Secretary of the Interior.
I am an unapologetic admirer of Teddy Roosevelt and believe he had it right when he placed under federal protection millions of our acres of federal lands and set aside much of it as our national forest.
The Montana Republican defended his support of fossil fuel development as well as the Keystone XL pipeline. Senators are also questioning Betsy DeVos, President-elect Donald Trump's choice for Education Secretary. DeVos is known as a staunch advocate of charter schools and voucher programs. In prepared testimony, she says, "I share President-elect Trump's view that it's time to shift the debate from what the system thinks is best for kids to what moms and dads want, expect, and deserve." Critics of school vouchers say the programs hurt public school systems. Both DeVos and Congressman Zinke are expected to be confirmed by the Senate, but there are new questions surrounding some of President-elect Trump's other nominees. Dr. Tom Price, Mr. Trump's pick for Secretary of Health and Human Services, is facing allegations he acted unethically while in Congress. Early last year, Price introduced legislation that sought to delay a regulation which would have financially impacted Zimmer Biomet, a medical device company. Days earlier, Price purchased between $1,000 and $15,000 worth of stock in the company. The Political Action Committee for Zimmer Biomet later donated $1,000 to Price's re-election fund. Sources tell CBS News the Trump transition team is worried about Labor Secretary nominee Andy Puzder's confirmation hearing. They say he has not been diligent in preparing for his testimony. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Puzder could have more time to prepare. His hearing may be pushed to February because of scheduling conflicts in the Senate. And the Trump team dismissed concerns about Congressman's stock sales, saying the purchases were made by a broker without Dr. Price's knowledge.
Organizers of the Women's March on Washington estimate 200,000 people will protest in the nation's capital this Saturday, which is one day after President-elect Donald Trump is sworn into office. On the event's official website, organizers say the rhetoric of the past election cycle has insulted, demonized, and threatened many of us. This march is the first step towards unifying our communities, grounded in new relationships to create change from the grassroots level up.
We are here and you're not going to be able to ignore us. And I just hope people don't give up.
A grandmother in Hawaii reportedly came up with the idea and created an event page on Facebook back in November. Sister marches are scheduled for the same time on Saturday in every state and more than 50 other countries, including Italy, France, and Spain.
World leaders are reacting to President-elect Donald Trump's latest remarks about trade, immigration, and other hot-button issues. In Russia, leaders hope Mr. Trump is ready to build better relations. Trump did an interview with the Times of London, and his remarks were widely interpreted to include a suggestion that the U.S. could lift sanctions against Russia in return for Russia reducing its nuclear stockpile. In Europe, Trump's comments in an interview ruffled many political feathers when he predicted that the European Union was likely to lose more members. But overall, European leaders are holding back, waiting to see beyond Trump's words to his actions as president.
The widow of the Orlando nightclub shooter faced a federal judge this morning in California. Noor Salman has been charged with providing support to a terrorist organization and obstruction of justice. Prosecutors believe she helped her husband carry out the deadly shooting back in June. Law enforcement officials have long suspected Salman had a role in the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. They say she bought ammunition with her husband and believes she drove him as he cased the Pulse nightclub prior to the shooting.
Said from the beginning we were going to look at every aspect of this case, of every aspect of this shooter's life, to determine not just why did he take these actions, but who else knew about them.
Salman has been interviewed by the FBI multiple times and has taken a polygraph test. Sources say she was with her husband during a surveillance trip to Disney World, which investigators believe may also have been a potential target. In November, Salman told the New York Times she was unaware of everything and did not condone his actions. She also said her husband of nearly 5 years beat her very often.
Still to come tonight, the smiling, friendly face welcoming you is looking a bit flat.
We take a look at the new face of hospitality right after this. Keep it here. All right, welcome back. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Spencer Adkins. He has a final check of the forecast. Hey, Spence.
Well, everybody, once again, we have just a little light shower. We're into the 40s tonight, and we're just staying there tomorrow. Just a light shower in the morning, maybe a couple of snowflakes up high in Pocahontas County, then we're drying out. 30s for the start-off mark on Thursday, and then we warm up. Our overnight lows will all be in the 40s after that for the remainder of the week. It's dry Thursday, it's wet Friday, it's dry Saturday, and it's wet Sunday afternoon through Monday, and the sprinkles taper off on Tuesday. And look at those highs, though. Well above normal, 60, a great looking day for Saturday. That's the latest. We'll keep you up to date right here, and I hope you have a great night.
All right, Spencer, thanks a lot. Before we say goodbye tonight, a robot is ready to greet you at the door at a hotel in Japan. Hospi is a hospitality robot being tested at the Anna Crown Plaza. It moves around the lobby with a smile on its screen, informing the guest about bus schedules and handing out water bottles. Next week, Hospi will be moved to work collecting dirty dishes at Tokyo's main airport. She doesn't get the very good jobs, I guess. The robot is already being used to deliver medicines and supplies in hospitals. I feel like we are living in the Jetsons.
You know, that's crazy. When I was in the Dallas airport at the hospitality or the check-in place, there was a hologram that was checking you in and
That's
answering
cool.
questions. So it's
Next
a sign
up.
of the future, that's for sure.
It's kind of exciting. Well, that's all the time we have here at 5. Thanks for joining us.
West Virginia Tonight is up next with all of your statewide news, and we'll see you back here again in about a half hour for 59 News at 6. Have a great evening.